Greetings, welcome back to the channel. We are not on the front porch tonight. I'm just going to have to resign myself to the fact that since we've had the time change, I just don't get home in time to do it, to do one of these before it's too dark. And, you know, as I mentioned in a previous video, got to run the yellow lights because of the pterodactyl-sized flying palmetto bugs that, man, as soon as you turn on the wrong color light, they just come zooming in. You know, they're the size of a small crow, and they sound like a Huey come flying through, and then there's not just a couple. So I've moved inside. I'm in technically what is the living room. If I was to turn the camera around, you could see the table in all its glory over there with its fall and Thanksgiving decor. Also, you're going to hear all the normal sounds of, you know, regular household life going on. I'm not going to concern myself with the fact that, you know, this is not a professional channel. So if the dog runs by or you hear a microwave, so what? So anyway, now that we've got all that out of the way, what we have on tap tonight is Brother Thelonius. It is a, good grief, it's an Abbey Ale. And generally speaking, I love Abbey Ales. It's one of those styles that, you know, it can be, you know, a bit of a generalization on them. But for me, traditionally, they're, you know, a dark brown and loaded with, you know, all of the, you know, dark fruits and all the sorts of flavors, brewed with candy sugar and whatnot. It's a Belgian style, a Trappist style ale. There's a lot of oh God, for hundreds of years they've been brewing this style. And they're always delicious. Sometimes you can see them called doubles or triples. Without getting into too much of a history lesson, you know, I'll just leave it at that. But and this one certainly fits the description. Look at that. Oh yeah, it smells great. It's a 9.4%, and I can pick that up. It's boozy on the nose. It's just great. There's so much going on there. But Brother Thelonius, brewed by North Coast Brewing out on the West Coast. It's... Can
I get some ice?
Of course. Here comes the ice maker. Brother Thelonius is a famous jazz. Brother Thelonius Monk is he's a jazz, or was a jazz musician out in California, and this is named after him. And every bottle or keg of this particular beer they sell, some money is donated to the Monterey Jazz Education Association out there. That's always a good thing. So, without further ado, I've rambled on long enough. Probably made 0 cents. Wow, that's just great. Oh, it's great. It's exactly what I always expect from any bottle that says Abbey on it. You know, it's just loaded with, it's just packed with flavor. There's, you know, without coming across as being futzy and pretentious, it's loaded with all the dark fruits and raisins, and they don't put them in it, but those flavors are there. It's sweet, and this one is ever so slightly hop. This one's just a tad drier than some others I've had, so it's not as sweet. It is big and delicious. It's 9.4%, but it's not as heavy and intense as a lot of Russian Imperials would be at 9.4%. So, you know, keep that in mind if you, you know, if you've been afraid of one of those, or if you've had one and it was a bit much, don't be afraid of this. It's not that. It is good. It's a, you know, it is a bit boozy, but oh, and it's tangy, bready. Oh man, that's just really, really good. But this style of beer, they've been doing it for so long, and when it's done right, I mean, there's a reason that they've been brewing it this way for all these hundreds of years. And when it's done right, there's very little that compares to it. You know, that's part of the reason that over the last several decades, there's been lawsuits filed about who can use the term, you know, Trappist and Abbey and all that sort of thing. It's just crazy. Well, I've probably rambled on long enough, but suffice it to say that Brother Thelonius is a winner. If you see it and you're curious about it, just grab it. Don't even think about it. I need to look it up on the channel. I did Brother Joseph. I think that's from North Coast as well. Everything kind of runs in together. If it is, I'm going to link it somewhere up here. I'll probably put it in the description too. I don't even remember it. If it says brother on it, it's probably, it could be a double or a triple and not an Abbey. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going to wrap this one up. As always, please enjoy your adult malted beverages responsibly. And once again, I'm all the way at the end of this thing. And what I do, forgot to ask you to please like and subscribe.